Hello students, now we are just going to proceed to our next chapter, that is two stories about flying. One thing I will also like to tell you students, that if you if you can see this logo, this is just for NCERT has this year due to the COVID-19, or I guess this is only just due to COVID-19. CBSE had prepared to raise the barcode in every chapter. This is just for the online reading and online material. You just I'm just mentioning it in the middle, and you just crop it and make it visible. There are some procedures. You just scan it and you will have everything, every notebook, every notes of this particular chapter in your laptops, in your phone, and wherever you want to access it, you can access it. So here there is two stories about flying written about two different writers. The CBSE has just amalgamated these two chapters written by Mr. Lamb O'Flaherty. His first flight and black aeroplane, that is Frederick Forsyth. So there are two stories. First is his first flight. In the chapter his first flight, it is a segment of only the two stories about flying. In the chapter his first flight, this is the story of a young seagull where he tries to take his first flight. And what are the things what are the inspiring things that we should realize while making our first flight? Everyone in the beginning is very fearful. He is very thoughtful to understand that how he's going to make the first flight. But initially, unless and until we will try, we are not going to make our first flight in our life. So it happens in our life as well, that you all people, you might have been out very nervous that what you are going to do in class 11, 12, or how is your career going to be. You are now going to appear in the board classes. So unless and until you try, you cannot step onwards. As long as you will just be fearful, you cannot decide your goal. But when you dare to decide your goal, when you dare to pave the path of your success from the very beginning, you will get your way and you will certainly attain your way as well. So the stories about flying is just as a natural story where a very young baby, young seagull wants to fly, but his mother wants that he may learn, he may not be dependent on others. He must be independent. My child must be independent, and there is a training how mother is witful and how his mother tries to make the young seagull have his first flight. And when the young seagull has his first flight, then nobody could stop him. He is just flying over the sky, over the seas, over the mountains, everywhere he is going to have this opportunity of flying and being in the natural ability. So that is the story about his first flight. Now second story, the conceptualizes the black aeroplane. The black aeroplane is also the story about the rescue of the black aeroplane, where the pilot rescues himself, where he finds no attention, where he finds nothing could save him, but at last he thinks that he has to decide that he will have that guts to just overcome with this difficulty. When he was very alone in the cloud, and suddenly he thought to save himself, and what he realized that there is any other aeroplane who is saving himself, who is trying to save his life. But as soon as he gets rescued, he sees that there is no aeroplane. What was that? That was his willpower that make him dream to come out of the particular problem, to come out from the particular situation. So that story is about the black aeroplane. We will continue to study that what is the story, what are the conflicts in both of the stories, the black aeroplane and the first flight. So the story gives the way to think that where there is a will, there is a way. In Hindi we say it as jahan chaha wahan raah. So the story makes us realize that unless and until we try, unless we try something, we are not going to get reward of success from our life. So it is very important to understand that to get reward from life, we need to take life as a reward. We must not take the life as granted. So this is the theme of, this is the summary of the two chapters, the black aeroplane and the his first flight chapter, his first flight. So in the coming YouTube classes, I will be telling you all these things, all this story one by one. I hope you must have understood what is the basic concept of this chapter. Now we will be continuing with this paragraph, the summary of this paragraph. Thank you.